What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again, here with my husband. Hello, husband.
What's happening?
We just watched a disgusting SCP video.
It's a pig. I'm not going to ruin it for you.
No spoilers.
It's a pig god, and you're not going to know what hit you. So go check it out.
So, but we had a good time, right?
No.
You know, we're putting a good face on it. We're making the best of a truly horrifying situation. But anyway, that's over on Chavezz's channel. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check that out. Yeah. I think I said that I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe and sanitized. If I didn't, there it is. Today we are here to watch SCP-4419. It's called The Butcher's Chariot.
What is up with these we talked for weeks about SCPs for us to look at. What are these disgusting selections?
Well, you just kept saying, like, you know, there's some SCPs that we should check out, but you never gave me specifics, and then these are the ones that I found.
You know what it was? You were making meatballs, and you thought, what goes good with meatballs? Butchers and pigs.
I did make meatballs, and they were delicious.
Well, let's see what kind
Don't ask me what's in them, though.
Let's see what kind of horror we have waiting for us here.
I'm ready. I'm excited to see what this video has in store for us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to apologize for the 3-week absence. I was just taking a little break.
Understandable.
The SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-4419.
Okay.
Object Class, Keter.
It's always Keter.
Special Containment Procedures. Due to the expansive range of circumstances in which SCP-4419 manifestations occur, containment efforts are to focus on information control and post-manifestation cleanup rather than physical imprisonment.
Okay.
That sounds like y'all don't have a handle on it.
Yeah, it sounds like we're not doing a good job.
That's, okay. All right.
Any witnesses to an SCP-4419 manifestation are to be dosed with a Class B or Class A amnestic as appropriate for their level of exposure. In cases where it is possible to restore the bodies of SCP-4419 victims to roughly standard human configurations, a cover story is to be established to explain any remaining damage as a result of their original injuries. In cases where this is not feasible, victims of SCP-4419 are to be brought into custody and, if possible, euthanized.
Oh, man.
A cover story is then to be established regarding the death of the victim due to their original injuries or conditions.
You know, if you want to leave now, you can go. This is going to be disgusting.
Description: SCP-4419 is a vehicle resembling an ambulance of a varying make and model, which spontaneously appear in an area shortly before a medical emergency arises. The means by which SCP-4419 predicts these situations is currently unknown. Although the appearance of SCP-4419 differs from manifestation to manifestation, it will always resemble an ambulance appropriate for the local culture. Upon the occurrence of the medical emergency, SCP-4419 will proceed directly to the injured individual, hereafter referred to as the victim. Two individuals of varying physical appearances in paramedic uniforms will then exit from the back of SCP-4419, secure the victim, and bring them back with them into SCP-4419. The individuals that emerge from SCP-4419 will behave as expected for a medical professional in this situation, but will repel any attempt by others to prevent them securing the victim via extreme physical force. Once the victim has been secured within SCP-4419, it will leave the area at extreme speeds, disappearing the moment it is outside of observation.
Okay.
Whose observation? Just everyone's observation? Just goes on a random underpass and that's just it?
Yep.
2 to 7 days later, the victim will be returned outside a local area, suffering from extreme and invasive bodily modifications.
Oh, come on!
Although the majority of these alterations would logically result in the death of the victim, death will not occur in these cases unless the modifications are tampered with or otherwise undone.
Yeah.
The specific nature of these modifications differs from case to case, although there does appear to be a level of correlation with the original medical emergency. See Encounter Log 4419-1.
Sure, no problem. We'll be right there.
Real quick, just quick recap.
Sure.
So SCP-4419 is basically like a haunted mad scientist ambulance.
Yep.
Are you kidding me right now? Who wrote this? Who came up with this? Whose idea?
They took an ambulance ride, then they got the bill, and they said, oh, heck no. This is twisted.
What the fuck?
I'm writing an SCP about it. All right, play it. I want to hear the log. Encounter Log 4419-1. The following is a log of encounters with SCP-4419, the original medical emergencies in each case, and the bodily modifications applied to the victim.
All right.
Note that this log does not encapsulate all known SCP-4419 victims, and a full record is available upon request from the Data Archive at Site 31.
Okay.
Date: 07/02/1983. Medical emergency. A braking car hits a pedestrian crossing the street, resulting in a broken leg.
Unfortunate.
Bodily modification. Victim returned with all limbs amputated and relocated to protrude directly from his torso. Limbs were re-amputated and a cover story was established to explain the loss of limbs as the result of a much more severe car accident.
So they're not even good at what they do. They're trying to fix his leg and they just cut them all off. It's broken. It's just a stupid alien ambulance.
Oh my god.
We have the technology, but not the brains.
Date: 23/11/1994. Medical emergency. A man suffers from a broken jaw following a fight outside a bar. Bodily modification. Victim returned with his jaw forced permanently open. In addition, a glass window was installed in the mouth to permit viewing of the heart, which had been relocated to the back of their throat. Due to the relocation of the heart, reversion of the body modifications was not possible, and the victim was euthanized.
You could have just put a feeding tube underneath there's plenty of medical ways to fix that.
So, like, I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that does not sound relevant, but I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, right? And heart surgery is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me they took his heart out, it was still beating and functional, put it in his throat again, still beating and functional.
And called a carpenter and installed a fancy window.
They put in a window. They did all of that, but y'all couldn't figure out how to keep him alive?
1906-1999. Medical emergency. A homeless man suffers from a drug overdose.
That's sad.
Bodily modification. Victim returned to the same place he was originally taken from. The top of the victim's skull had been removed and the brain crudely scooped out and placed into the victim's hands, which had been fused together in front of him. While being brought into custody, the victim's brain fell out of his hands and he instantly expired. Note that at no point was the victim's brain actually connected to his nervous system.
What?
Date: 29/01/2003. Medical emergency. A wife and husband involved in a car crash suffer numerous broken bones and severe bleeding.
If we ever are in a car crash and have broken bones and severe bleeding, I'll just plug the hole with my fingers and then we'll walk to the ambulance or hospital.
What about the broken bones?
I mean, that's gonna just hurt.
You're so dumb.
Bodily modification. Victims returned fused together by their backs. All bones that had been broken in the original accident were meticulously removed, resulting in the loss of use of some limbs. The victims were successfully separated, administered amnestics as appropriate, and their modified limbs were amputated.
What?
Date: 15/02.
Ew, look at that picture.
Yeah, this is horrifying.
Jesus.
2006. Medical emergency. An elderly man suffers from a heart attack. Bodily modification. Victim was returned with 11 additional non-functional hearts within his body stuffed between his existing organs. Expiration occurred when surgeons attempted to remove these additional hearts before agents could arrive on the scene.
Got it.
Surgeons and medical staff who had treated the victim were administered amnestics and the body confiscated.
So we can confirm a couple of things. They're very skilled with surgery, but they're stupid. Okay? And they also watch Naruto.
Because that guy with the 3 hearts. Why are you like this?
They said he's dying. Put more hearts in him, like that show that we watched.
No, you are mixing.
Just add more hearts.
You are mixing 2 fandoms that do not need to be combined.
People who watch SCPs definitely like Naruto, for sure.
Date: 1909, 2008.
Okay.
Medical emergency. A fire at a bar results in 19 people suffering from severe burns. An additional 7 people suffer from skull fractures and broken bones when they attempt to confront the individuals who emerge from SCP-4419 and are also taken as victims.
Wow.
It is believed existing injuries were exacerbated and new injuries caused by attempting to force 26 people into the limited space within SCP-4419.
Yep.
Bodily modification. Victims returned to the local community center as a single watery mass, which twitches and shivers when physical contact is applied. As no method of euthanizing the victims could be found, they are currently stored in a liquid tank at Site 31.
Oh, man.
Yo!
They're also ahead of their time. Remember the lump of meat? If you condensed all of humanity into a lump of meat? They're the originators. OG lumps of meat, guys.
24/11, 2014. Medical emergency. A U.S. military private is shot while on patrol in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bodily modification. Due to the suspicious nature of SCP-4419's arrival and the forceful securing of the private, other soldiers on the patrol fire upon SCP-4419 as it leaves. Witnesses report seeing a viscous black fluid leaking from the resultant bullet holes in SCP-4419's surface. The victim is found broken down into a thin paste and spread over the walls of their barracks the next day. The agents who initially secured the remains reported seeing a mostly intact eyeball dilate when they approached. What has been brought into storage is referred to for convenience sake as remains. It is currently not known whether or not the victim has expired.
Why would you just burn it?
I know. That was my very next question. They answered no questions why you couldn't just kill it.
Just burn it. Like, I don't understand. You think he wants, like, if he has not expired, right? If by some chance he's still alive, do you think he wants to be?
This is some body horror for real.
Happy freaking Halloween. My husband has been talking to me about how much I've been swearing in my videos, so I'm working on it. And as you see, maybe this wasn't the best video to try that on.
They petty. I told you they petty. It was something about how they show up, you know, in the specific way that they supposed to look, you know, and act all professional. And they be like, we about to just fuck some shit up. We don't know what the hell we doing. Shoot at me, bitch. Paste. Whose idea was paste? Which one driving the car yelled out, make him into paste? Shoot at me, bitch.
Also, I hate that we don't know what it is. You know, a lot of SCPs go into like extreme detail about what the SCP is. Right. They're like, it's a fake ambulance with fake ambulance.
Have you ever driven out of the abyss of the unknown? The chaotic, what do they call it? The ocean of power, you know?
Yeah.
The ocean of chaos, infinite energy in the world. You know? And they pop out, we're a car, you know?
That's crazy.
And we might be some kind of surgeons or something. We don't know. Throw them in here.
Understand now why it's called the Butcher's Chariot.
Yeah.
It's very, just we've seen 2 unfortunate SCPs today.
This is what happens when you watch too much TV and you have infinite power.
Well, I hope you guys were sufficiently grossed out, creeped out, and horrified by this as part of our Halloween series. Make sure you check out the other creepy, spooky videos that we'll have going up on our channels. And other than that, peace out, Ho Biscuits. It's Skittin' Lit.